Good morning, Maura. Welcome back. I know it's been a super long time since either of us made a video, and that's totally my bad. It's all on me. But it's not because I've been slacking, it's because I've been working 12-hour days at my, actual job, and that isn't very conducive to running a YouTube channel at the same time. However, since we're now in a new quarter for you, with the spring quarter beginning, I wanted to turn over a new leaf, as it were, and start fresh by making this video just super quickly to check in with you and see how things are going. I also want to share some exciting news of my own with you. Concealed on the other side of my living room through the cunning use of camera angles is all of the bags and stuff and posters and equipment belonging to my friend Ehab, who, remember I mentioned her in a previous video. She went to NYU with me, we studied philosophy together, we first met at a professor's office hours during our freshman year, and she is actually now a regional coordinator with the campaign of a certain Democratic presidential primary candidate who shall remain nameless, but won 3 states in giant landslides this past weekend. And with the New York State primary coming up in just about 3 weeks, thanks to Ehab, my living room has kind of turned into rebel headquarters for that campaign. Which is another reason why it's been a while since I made a video. Sorry! Ehab is a truly amazing person, and like you, she's a much more Hermione-esque kind of student than I will ever be. So if you'd be interested in her perspectives on freshman year, college, study habits, and all that kind of stuff, especially since she just finished applying to law schools and is getting back some pretty exciting acceptances, maybe I could interview her in a future video. What do you think? But regardless of your answer to that question, I need to know your answer to this one. What classes are you taking this quarter? I know we talked a little bit about it, but I didn't ever get to hear your final decision. So I would love to hear you walk me through the classes you chose and why you picked them over the other options available. Which brings me to the big thing I want to talk about now, your 4-year plan. Now, I've mentioned this a couple of times before in a previous video, but today I want to elaborate on it a little bit more. Your 4-year plan is your roadmap for how you're going to fit all the different puzzle pieces of your college education into 4 years and graduate on time. Whether that's majors, minors, pre-professional tracks, studying abroad, how do you cram it all into 4 years and make it work for you? After studying at UChicago for 2 quarters, have your plans about what you want to major in changed? Or are they still the same as they were in the fall? And what are those plans? Can you share them with us in your next vid? Now that you're doing so many extracurricular time commitments, from dance to working at Jumpstart to runway modeling like a boss, are you still sure that you can take as many classes every semester as you had planned initially? Have your experiences in the classes you've taken and with the professors you've learned from changed your perspective on which classes within a major or outside your majors you might want to study going forward? All this and more goes into constructing your 4-year plan. One tool that can be really useful is outlining for yourself the exact number of courses you need to take to complete each major and minor you want, then dividing that by the number of quarters you have remaining to see how many classes you need to take towards these majors and minors in every average quarter going forward. Any quarters you're planning to study abroad, you shouldn't count towards that total quarters remaining, because you want to be free to study whatever you want and go wherever you like, rather than being restricted by which courses are offered at what study abroad sites. Once we've done that, the next step would be to map out that distribution quarter by quarter, class by class, to figure out which classes can slot into which quarters and get you to the completion of your 4-year plan. At this stage, though, as you're wrapping up the final quarter of your first year, the most important thing about your 4-year plan is to keep it flexible. You need to build in room for error so that if you change your mind about things as you go along, you aren't completely screwed over by having to switch everything to a totally new system. For example, I recommend taking all the courses that would satisfy a minor in any subject you're looking to major in first. That way, if you get those courses out of the way and then change your mind, well, at least you got a minor out of it, rather than getting part of a major but not qualifying for the minor and having that work not really count for anything official. Another thing to think about is whether you plan to study at UChicago for any of the summer quarters. Even if you don't plan to do it this summer, you might want to in a future year, and that could make your 4-year plan a little more flexible, allowing you to make up courses that you, for one reason or another, couldn't complete during the school full year as part of the plan you lay out. I can't wait to hear about your plans and see how your new set of classes are going this quarter. And if I'm not much mistaken, you're going to have a very special guest star joining you in Chicago pretty soon from all the way across the world. So stay tuned and keep us updated. It's great to be making these again, Mosey. I'm so glad to be back after that little hiatus, and I can't wait to hear how your new quarter is going so far. See you soon!